All right, guys, good morning. Today we're looking at USWS. Overall, it's been okay. We see it bounce off that 200 EMA here. Looks like it's up above the VWAP for the most part now. We have seen this go to lows of 90 cents and highs of $1.10. So maybe we'll see some good movement out of this today. We've got Rev, which is pretty crazy. $6 yesterday in the aftermarket, but before that, man, we were over at $4, and before that, we were over at $2. And I'm not really sure what's going on with the news on the stock. Apparently, it's like bankruptcy, and then we're talking about buyouts, and I don't know. It's all over the place, but we'll play it if it's playable. It's up pretty high right now, but it's been higher, so you never really know. We got DNAY looking okay, I guess. Nothing fantastic. Probably won't be too much going on with the stock. We did see it go from about $2.20 to 4.25 back down to 2.72. Uh, yeah, the range just isn't really there on this one, so I'm not really sure that we're going to see this pick back up just because it's sitting so low already, but. We'll watch and we'll see what happens with that. We've got Box D here all over the place. We saw it start open up around that $1.84 level. Saw it go as low as $1.65 and then as high as almost $2 there. Are back near the low. So if it starts to move up from here on open, this is where we're going to be interested in taking a play because we are at that low for the day. Yesterday was obviously way lower, but if we do start to move up, there's a good chance that we can break through that 200 EMA and start to actually see some movement here. So we are opening up right here, right now, and we're going to see what's going on. So far, it's looking okay. We also have a couple other. We've got PEV, GMVD, WKSP, and they're looking okay as well. But I'm interested to see if this holds. In fact, we could probably try just a risky trade right off the bat here. We could try to get 169 with a 167 stop or something if you really wanted to. I'm going to give it a second, see what's going on with that. Rev looks like it's coming down a little bit. USWS isn't really moving. WKSP has a good chance it could start to move up. So this is something we do want to definitely keep an eye on. GMVD with a giant green candle going from 99 cents to $1.06. That would have been a good trade right there. PEV going from 346 to 364. Box not really moving yet. We've got DNA heading down, Rev heading down, USWS starting to move up. I think USWS is going to be a decent stock, so we're going to go ahead and try USWS here at $1. We're going to go for a one. I'd like to go for a 110 and then a 0.97 stop. So we're going to give it about 3 cents. Kind of think we should give it a little bit more, but I don't know if that's feasible at this point, so we'll see. We'll see how this trade goes.
Order partially filled.
All right, we're at 103 so far, hitting resistance. 110's a far ways away, so we'll just come back to that here shortly. Rev looks like it might be bouncing off that 200 EMA. This is something that's going to be interesting to see, so we're going to go ahead and keep an eye on this. Let's see. We'll come back to that in a minute. No, it's not really moving either. All right, so Box does in fact bounce up a little bit here, and that's looking good. So I think we do actually want to get in on Box D. We're looking at about $1.70 entry. We're going to try for $1.80 out of it, and then a $1.65 stop. So basically, anywhere you put your stop that's below this threshold, 167 might be a little tight. 166 would be fine. 165 is fine. I wouldn't really go lower than that. I don't think it's needed. Um, but you can play it how you want to play it as well. If you want to put a lower stop on it, sometimes I am wrong. This one is all right. Cool. Rev's starting to move up here a little bit, so we can open a position on that as well. We're going for our third position now. Rev at $8. We're going to go for an 880 PT and then a 760 stop loss. It's kind of a big stop loss. I probably won't hold till 760, but it's good to have that extra room just in case. We're starting to see Rev move already. Gonna jump in pretty close here. I guess anywhere around 805 would be fine, or if you can get in a little lower, that'd be great too. Even close to that VWAP is ideally where you'd want, or the 200 EMA down here, this yellow line. That's ideally where you'd want to be, but that's getting a little bit hard to get an entry at that level. So looks like it's going to be going up though, so that's good news for us. We have USWS at 103. We did hit 105 there. Also not bad for profits if you take some at 105. We should probably say USWS take profits around 105 and leave a runner. Because this could go any direction, but we do want to make sure that we're securing some profits on the way, especially since, going from $1 to 105, it's not bad. That's pretty good. Rev up at 810. We have DNA not doing a whole lot. Box D's up quite a bit here. Just about to touch that 180 mark. We can start to take profits on Box D as well. So taking profits on Box D 180-ish and leaving a runner because this is something that could definitely make new highs here. And we could see $2 out of it pretty easily. So we just want to make sure we're securing some profits in case it comes back down. PEV is not doing a whole lot. GMVD is actually going pretty nuts here. We saw this go from 99 cents to $1.14 so far. WKSP is not really. I mean, like the candles are okay. They're pretty long candles. So there's a decent potential to make money, but there's really nothing here showing
order partially filled.
Any sort of support levels or resistance levels. This one's going to be a bit risky. CEAD is running again. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, CEAD is looking pretty good again today. We did see this go pretty crazy yesterday. That's where we made most of our money yesterday. All the way up to $2.50. So now we're all the way back down here. We could see this run pretty fast again today. If we start to see that start to move. WKSP might be a buy here at $2.10. We'll have to wait and see on that. Rev does hit a high of 830 there. USW is back down to $1 after hitting that 105. Box D does look like it's starting to move back down a little bit here. We've got. I'm going to close this one down because we're seeing candles start to gap. Don't really like that. How's the volume looking? We got good volume on WKSP. I do think that this could be a good play. I think this is going to be the riskiest out of the ones we've taken because I can't see any support levels on this, but we're going to go for about a 210 entry. I would really, really like to hit 230 out of it, but I'm not quite sure that's going to be doable right this second. And then we're just going to give it a 203 stop. So we're going to give it a fairly tight stop.
Partially filled.
Just bringing us to that bottom band there. We'll see if we can make something happen here. So we'll come back to that in a second. GMVD all the way back down to 103. Massive candles. We are just crossing that 200 EMA on CEAD. We are pretty overextended. Volume's looking okay. That VWAP is swapped with that 200 EMA, which normally isn't something I like to buy on because it usually means we're coming down off of a big run. But we'll have to see. One second. Just trying to fix something here. There we go.
Order partially filled.
Okay. Rev all the way back down to stop, so hopefully you took at least a little bit of profit. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot on the table. We were looking about 30 cents. Or hopefully you cut before we hit that stop, depending on what the scenario was there. But, man, I just messed up my tracker, didn't I? By getting reference numbers. Hopefully I fix this. All right, so we're going to be stopping out on Rev here around that 760 area. Oh yeah, I definitely messed something up here. Hang on, give me a second. I hate Excel sheets with a passion. There we go. I think I fixed it. And that is a 7.
Order cancelled.
No, you know what? I definitely didn't fix this.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Okay, whatever. We'll figure it out later.
Order partially filled.
Can get the numbers in for now at least.
Order partially filled.
Okay, so we're looking
Order
at USWS. Looks like it's still
Order
doing
cancelled.
okay. We've got Rev breaking down. We have BoxD also starting to look like breaking down. We see some buying pressure kicking up here, so that's always good. GMVD's back up. WKSP's going and hitting that 230 mark, actually. So we hit 210 and then we hit 230. So that is exactly what we wanted to see out of WKSP. Always happy times when you see that, and we're sitting around that 230 mark pretty strong. So we actually made a decent play here. Looks like it's working out pretty good. Um, we might see a little bit more, so that's PT, and we'll leave a runner in there. KSP and leaving a runner because we're probably going to see some more profits out of this. We are breaking into a new high here. 230, not bad. PBTS we can take a look at as well. All right, PBTS is going on a massive run here, going from about $1.14 to basically $1.30 here. We have Triple L popping up as well. I kind of want to take a look at because Triple L is usually something that's running. Box D all the way down to stop out. So hopefully you took most of your profits out at 179 on that one. Rev looks like it might come back, but I really don't buy it quite yet. USWS, we still have a little bit in as we want to hit that. I really want to hit that 110 mark. WKSP is looking to come down now. PBTS, I'd like to see a pullback at least down to $1.21 here for an entry on that. And we can open up Triple L here. Just one massive green candle, I guess, going from $1.40 to $1.83. All right, well, I
Order
guess
partially filled.
guess that might be playable when it unhalts.
Order partially
DNA not
filled.
looking great. We're seeing a lot of bearish candles, lots of big wicks. So we're going to replace that with GGE for right
Order
now.
partially filled.
GGE is looking okay, I
Order
guess.
partially filled.
Anything else we're missing? Not
Order
really.
partially filled.
Okay.
Order filled.
So Boxy, it looks like it dropped all the way down. Might come back, so that's something we want to keep an eye on. USWS back down at $1. The range on this is really slim. Like we're going to be playing about 5-cent ranges on this if we keep doing this. WKSP still sitting at that 230 mark. We hit a high of 235 there. CE80 might come back, so we're going to keep an eye on it for that. We're going to have to see. It's looking okay so far. PBTS is in fact coming down to that VWAP, so this is kind of where we want to start to think about getting an entry. PBTS, about 120 for an entry. We're going to be looking at a 130 PT, and then let's give it a 116 stop. Still a fairly tight stop. We only have a couple cents of room here, but you know what? That's about as good as it's going to get, I think. We're already up to 124, so it's looking okay.
Filled. Order
Oh,
partially filled.
the sheet says ref on everything because there's just something wrong that I got to fix. I'm not sure what it is quite yet. It's going to bother me. So once we hit about 125, 126, you could probably start to take profits if you want to. Rev is going. Yeah, Rev is going. Look at that. Breaking into a new high, I think. Yeah, new high of the day. Oh crap, I just moved my line. That looks about right. Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Partially filled.
Box is back up to 170. USWS with a breakdown, so we're stopping on the runner for that.
Partially filled.
GMVD is all the way back down. Not sure I want to touch that quite yet. WKSP still sitting at pretty high. We've got Seed still sitting low. PBTS at 124. Triple L opens up at $2 and it's going to go. So we're going to jump in on Triple L. This is going to be really risky. So we're looking at $2. We're going to aim for 240 and then a 195 stop out. So we're going to go for a real tight stop here. We just want to take that risk. We want to jump in. I'm going to jump in here at 199.
Order partially filled.
Triple L.
Order filled.
This could end up being a quick stop out, but it's worth the risk.
Filled.
We'll see. We'll see. It's hard not to watch this. Rev up into a halt here at 860. It looks like. PBTS still sitting at $1.24. We've got seed at $1.27 here. It does look like it's turning around, so this is going to be our opportunity to jump in on CE80 as well. $1.27. We're going to go for a dollar. Let's try for $1.40. And we're going to go for $1.20. Give it $1.22 stop. And that is CE80. Triple L moving up a little bit to 208. We're at $1.27 on CE80 there, so that was a good entry. USWS just totally giving up there, going all the way down to 89 cents. Rev still halted. We've got GGE not really doing a whole lot. Box back up pretty good here. GMVD breaking that 200 EMA, but honestly, this looks like it's pretty overextended downwards, so this might actually be a decent play moving up. So this will be our fourth full open position, and that'll be all we can take at the time. So we're going to go GMVD at $1 if we can. We're going to go for $1.10 on it, and then a 0.97 stop. So we're going to give it that 3 cents that we can give it. And we're hoping this doesn't break into a new low, but we do look overextended on that MACD, so it should start to come back up. $1.10 shouldn't be completely out of bounds here. WKSP still sitting around that 230 mark. Seed, we're at $1.34 already. So we're looking good there. You could start to take profits at $1.35. Taking profits $1.35 on seed. Not bad profits. You know, we still are at that dollar range. These stocks can create some pretty decent movement. We're back down at entry on PBTS. We did hit that 125 mark, so I mean that's not terrible. It's not a terrible place to take some profit at 125, as we were talking about. It's nothing major. We're not really making big bucks on PBTS yet, but we'll get there. We did hit 220 on Triple L there. We can start to take a little bit of profit. Taking some profit on Triple L. Looking decent there as we hit that 220 mark. Again, that one's a pretty big one. We're up almost 20 cents on a $2 stock, so that's about 10% right there. Seed still sitting up pretty high. I'm also taking profits at this 135 level because we haven't really broken higher on it, so that could be a problem. WKSP still at that 230 mark. Rev still halted up. We've got GG moving up a little bit. Box not really doing anything. GMVD up to 103, so we're looking good on that from our dollar entry.
Order partially filled.
It's like it just all kind of worked out and we started closing out positions there, so we got room to open up more if we really want to right now. What else? Anything else popping up on the scanner? Not really. We're at 235 on Triple L here, so we're doing really well on Triple
Order
L.
partially filled.
We did hit a high of 238.
filled.
That's almost PT. $237. Come on, 240. Hit that 240. There's 240 right there. That is PT. We can scale out some more. PT, Triple L, scaling out some more and leaving a runner. All right, we're officially like 40 cents up on a $2 stock, so we're about 20% up. Unless my math is off. It could be off, but not really too sure about that. GMVD up at 104 here. Almost hitting that. They're just touching that 105 area. That's not a bad place to take profit. You are 5% up on GMVD at this point. So if you're, you know, Revs unhalted. Got out too early. Yeah. Revs unhalted heading all the way back down, not even partially back down, just straight up, entirely red candle. That is a knife. It's funny how going up that could be a halt, but going down that's not a halt.
Order partially
Interesting.
filled.
Very,
Order
very
filled.
wild. GMVD, yeah, like I was saying, 105, good place to take some profits. Make sure you do that.
Order
We're
cancelled.
above 240 now on Triple L
Order
here, hitting
partially filled.
244.
Order
CE80 back
partially
down. We
filled.
could try another entry here at
Order filled.
125. I'm going to go CEAD 125. We're going to aim for that 135 with a
Order partially
122
filled.
stop out.
Order
So
cancelled.
we're using the same risk. We're using basically the same entry, except maybe a little bit better. I think. Yeah, we were aiming for 127 last time. You might get 127. You might get 125. Honestly, it doesn't really make too much of a difference as long as you get in, because this is looking like a free range play.
Order partially filled.
Free range play. That just sounds weird. It's a
Order
free
partially
play
filled.
and it's range trading, is what I'm trying to say.
Order partially filled.
Triple L hits a high there of just under 245.
Order filled.
Rev all the way back up. Oh boy. Almost to $9 there. This is crazy. I honestly don't know if I even want to play this. I feel like you could make a lot of money really quick or lose a lot of money really quick. How do we safely gamble Rev? Try to get in at the bottom of a candle and put a tight stop loss. That would be your best bet if you want to play it. 798, not bad. Yeah, it's about midway. That's too fast, yeah. Yeah, there's levels that are just too scary to play, and Rev is getting very close to those levels where, you know what, like sometimes you see something like Triple L that just gaps up like this, and you're like, okay, it's worth the risk, and then you see stuff like Rev, and like looks like it could potentially be worth the risk, and then you see just as big of a red candle all the way down, then you see another massive green candle all the way up, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit back. Got out at 815, not bad. Good little play there. GGE heading down, Box D not really doing a whole lot yet. We have GMVD back down. It's a good thing we took some profits at 105. WKSP still bouncing around, but we have hit 235. Actually, hit 237 at its highest there. Seed back up a little bit. We saw that back up to 134. I didn't even realize. But that's basically PT on it. That's basically where we wanted to see Seed. And just remember that this is range trading, so we're buying near the bottom, we're selling near the top, and this is a good opportunity because it's actually a decent range, right? Like even if you're getting in relatively low at $1.27 and then relatively high at like $1.34, you're as long as you're still making like over 5 cents, it's still going to be worth it in the end. Triple L back down after hitting 244. PBTS hits our stop if you were still holding onto that runner, and it's running back up now. Yeah, that was a nasty fight. We actually should have been watching this. We could play that off that 200 EMA. That's a shame, but that's okay. GMVD back down. Looks like it should bounce back up. I think this is going to go back up, but it's hard to tell because we are saying pretty bearish on that MACD right now. Rev up at $9. We could try a rev play. I'm a little worried about it, but I mean we haven't really been hitting too many bad stops, so we can definitely try.
Order partially filled.
Although this is looking
Order
really
filled.
high right now, and I'm actually just not sure I want to. Yeah, you know what? Let's leave it alone for now. Yeah, good thing
Order
we left it alone.
partially
If we had
filled.
taken a play there, we'd already be stopped out.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
I feel like I need to buy on like a nice dump on Rev. Triple L at VWAP. Yeah, that might
Order
be a
partially
potential
filled.
entry. We could take a trade on
filled.
that. I like that idea.
Order partially
We
filled.
could do a 216-ish
filled.
entry, whatever you get in around
Order
there.
partially filled.
We're gonna aim for 240
Order
again,
filled.
and then just a two.
Order partially
We get
filled.
it till 210, so we're gonna give it a
Order
little bit.
filled.
Actually, you know what? We can get in
Order
at 215,
partially
so
filled.
210's fine.
Order
We're
cancelled.
going to give it a fairly tight stop on this
Order
because
partially
we
filled.
want to make sure that it doesn't really come
Order
down
filled.
further. So if this candle
Order
closes,
cancelled.
next one opens red, it continues
Order
going down, we'll
partially
probably just
filled.
exit.
Order filled.
I mean, we might
Order
just stop
partially
out on
filled.
this candle anyway, but we'll
Order
see.
cancelled.
I'm getting in at 215 or 214 or whatever I can here.
Order partially filled.
Oh, okay. I got a really low entry.
Order
Let's hope it
filled.
turns around right here. That would be great.
Order cancelled.
Nope, didn't turn around.
Order partially
That's kind of
filled.
lame. I mean,
Order filled.
stopped out with 2 cent stop,
Order
so
cancelled.
not the end of the world, but I was
Order
really, really
partially
hoping
filled.
that I got like the perfect entry and it
Order
was just going to turn
cancelled.
around right there and take back off, but it
Order
didn't.
filled.
But that's okay because you know what? We'll just let it do its thing now. It's falling below any support line. We'll
Order
see if it
partially filled.
recovers at any point. Maybe we can take a
Order
play off it.
cancelled.
Seed back down to $1.26. This is
filled.
another opportunity to jump back in
Order
on
partially
seed.
filled.
We are bearish
Order
on that
cancelled.
MACD. It is looking a little bit worse off now, but we can try it again. 125. We're going to go for 135, and then a 122 stop again.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order cancelled.
Seed scalps look like they're basically the way to go right now, so we're going to see what happens with that. There's our 125 entry. I say if we break down lower than 125, I would just almost immediately exit because we'd be breaking into a new low, and that's not what we want to see. But of course, we have a little bit of extra room there just in case we see somebody sell off quickly. You think Red's going to go now? We're going to see. I think it's got a long ways down it could come. See back up to 128 there. Yeah, you did sell, so it could go back up. It's probably going to hit 10 now. WKSP heading down a little bit. We have PBTS sitting around, not doing a whole lot. We did see 123 out of it. Triple O back down to 209, so it's actually taking quite the fall here. I would assume that Triple L is going to be out of play now. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if Triple L is playable. Seed here is looking okay. Rev back up to 922. What on Triple L? Could be a MACD bounce, yeah. We'll have to wait and see. I think the stock is probably too volatile. I think it's going to break right through and start falling. We're going to find out here very, very shortly because it's just touching it. Starting to see a break. Rev 2.
Order partially filled.
Yeah, Rev's looking pretty
Order
risky.
filled.
I would say that Triple L looks less risky. I think Rev's just too crazy. It's all over the place. GMVD all the way down, so hopefully he did take some profits on that. And we have CEAD is at 126 currently, but we did hit a high of 128. We're still looking for at least 133 out of this, but we don't want to see a breakdown. I don't know. I don't know if Rev is going to go. I mean, MACD could be cooling down. It could be consolidating right now before another major push, but yeah, I don't know because we are still playing off of news that this is a bankruptcy, and that's just odd to me that it's going up. Yeah, it is going against all logic. That's why I kind of just left it be all day today and yesterday. It's just like we haven't had good news coming out for it, but it's like doubling in price every day. We'll see though. Hey, better take that profit. Pretty good trade. Oh, gotcha. Oh yeah, I see that now. The price says 774. Just messing around with hotkeys. Oh, just barely halted now. Got it. WKSP, nice spike up to 248. We can take the rest of our profits out somewhere around here. Taking out the rest of our profit on
Order partially
WKSP.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
Okay. GMVD down quite a bit here. We have Seed still not doing anything, so I'm not really sure what to think about this one because it hasn't really moved too much. So we might just end up sitting here for a while in this trade. Triple L looks like it could potentially start to move back up from here. We could try a trade. It's going to be risky, so if you're having a bad day, it might not be the trade for you. $2. We're gonna aim for 220, and then we're gonna give it a 195 stop. I think 195 is still pretty tight, but we can't afford to give this a lot of room. Because we could be wrong. We could be very, very wrong on the direction that this is going, and we're not really willing to risk too much on that fact. Okay, so we got our entry at $2. Looks so far it's looking good. We are seeing a lot of selling pressure keeping it down, so that's not necessarily the best sign, but that bottom band's coming up pretty well, so
partially
we could see this start to move up. I think we still have a very high chance of
Order
stopping it just
partially
because of
filled.
volatility.
Order partially filled.
Just remember at $2, if you can
Order
get about 10
partially
cents
filled.
profit, that is quite a bit.
Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order filled.
$207, $208 on Triple L here, $210, $211, $212. All right, we're about 10 cents in profit. We can start to think about taking some profit on Triple L. Taking some profit on Triple L as we hit that VWAP at 213. So we actually did manage this trade so far, looking good. We got a pretty well perfect entry there. Definitely a good time to take some profits. No, yeah, I didn't want to say it out loud. I might have made myself laugh. CE80 looking like it might start to move up here eventually. Bottom band starting to curl up. MACD's curling up. Volume is staying pretty steady, so we're looking okay there. Rev still sitting around that $9 mark.
Order partially filled.
BoxD all the way up. We're hitting new highs in the market open here. It's hitting 191. Yeah, GMVD definitely looks like it's breaking down. WKSP also not looking great, but we did see over 245 there. CE80 really has to start moving here, and it looks like we're struggling to break resistance on Triple L here. If we can break resistance, we could probably see 240 out of it. If we can't break it, it would be a good idea to probably exit around that 213 area. We will see.
Order partially filled. Order partially
Boxy
filled.
really going for it here.
Order partially
Sold at 211, not bad, not bad. Probably a good
Order
call.
partially filled. Order partially filled.
There's a
Order
button
partially
there.
Filled. Order partially
Well, we'll
filled.
see. We'll see if that bud is a thing or not.
Order partially filled.
To set another order for like 215.
Order partially filled.
You could.
Order partially filled.
I mean, that would be playing the
Order
breakout,
partially
and
filled.
in a bull market, I
filled.
wouldn't mind playing a breakout, but in a bear market, I find that sometimes it can be really iffy. Like you'll see something, and it's really hard to determine the level where something will jump up to. Even if it does break through temporarily, it could buy you in, and then it could drop immediately. So it's kind of a tough thing to buy a breakout right now because it could end up failing pretty quickly. But it is having major resistance here, so I'm not even sure we'll get that high. It's a different risk for me still holding because I mean I don't risk like an immediate stop out. Like if it breaks and hits 215, your stop loss is probably going to be like 212, maybe 210, 209 if you really stretch it out. So if that happens, like if you would put it right at that VWAP there 213, you'd probably be stopped out now. Yeah, the thought process was good. You definitely want to get out once you've made money. Definitely good to be green. Okay, so we are seeing CEAD start to move here. We see 130 out of it. Let's hope we can get a little higher. Looks like it got rejected off VWAP though. So I mean 130, not a terrible place to take profits from 125. It's really not a lot of profit. I mean, we're looking at probably about 3% there, but yeah, at the end of the day,
Order partially
been
filled.
holding this for a really long time. Those bands are coming
Order
in, so I'm
partially
quite
filled.
okay with taking a little bit of profit here.
Order
Taking
partially
some profit on
Order
CEAD
partially
here
filled.
as banks
Order
close in.
partially
I mean, this
filled.
could be, an area
Order
before we
partially
take
filled.
off, but it's hard. It's hard to
Order
say.
partially
We
filled.
could end up just consolidating forever and then
Order
it dropping
partially
down.
filled.
So I'm happy with securing
Order
a little bit of
cancelled.
profit here, even if it's not much, and then we'll
Order
see from
filled.
there. We are back down to
Order
$2 on
partially
Triple
filled.
L. Looks like it did get rejected too many
Order
times off that
partially filled.
VWAP. We'll see what happens
Order
there.
partially filled.
CEAD looking like it's
Order
coming back
partially
down.
filled. Order partially filled.
Oh man. Okay, so we
Order
have Rev,
partially
and
filled.
Rev is still consolidating.
Order
MACD's
partially
getting
filled.
very close to that zero line. If we cross that zero line, it'll definitely start to
partially
drop.
filled. Order partially filled.
But I think Box D will keep going.
Order partially
It's hard to
filled.
say. I actually didn't
Order
expect it to
partially
even do
filled.
this, but we did break that high, so there's a good chance that this could definitely just
Order
keep going at
partially
this
filled.
point.
Order partially filled.
I'd definitely be waiting for consolidation back down to this
Order
like
partially
191
filled.
level, maybe 192.
Order filled.
And then maybe try from there. I definitely wouldn't be buying at the top here because at $2 you can maybe manage a 6 cent stop out, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty tight at that. If it bounced off the zero line, I agree, it'll probably rip, yeah. Triple L still sitting around that $2 mark. It's probably SSR'd. It probably got SSR'd somewhere in here. Or all the shorts are sold out because it's going bankrupt, and for some reason it went from $2 to $9.
Order
Any logical person would be buying shorts
Order
on this.
cancelled.
Like, it actually makes no sense for the stock to be going up. So, yeah, it would be weird for people to leave shorts available. Yikes. Yeah. If you bought shorts when the news came out, you lost. You lost big. If you buy shorts now, you could probably still lose, but you might end up winning huge too, because you could go from $9 to zero. Box at 203. 203 on Triple L as well. PBTS not really moving. So we're seeing PBTS volume die off. So we're going to close that chart. CEAD, we're not really seeing any volume in this anymore. We're not really seeing any price action in it either. So that's not really looking great. GMVD we can close. WKSP, it's got an okay range. We're going from 218 to 224 in a single candle. It's doing okay. There's a possibility we could make this work, but I'd really don't want to force it. Box is getting close to that entry point, so we're going to keep an eye on that. GE is going to get closed as well. Yeah, but you went long on it. Any sane person would have gone short on it, knowing it's a bankruptcy. Unless they're watching the daily action, and like maybe if you're a day trader, you'd risk it going long on it. But as like any sort of other like a swing trader would have been looking at this, being like, "There's no way this is going up." We are all mad here yet. Pants. Pants isn't a symbol. There we go. PBTS. PBTS is looking okay. Yeah, I mean, like it might. The volume is still really low. We're back up at 210 on the triple L here. Rev continuing its breakdown. Looks like it could be a good VWAP bounce. We have a lot of things saying this could turn around here. We've got that bottom band. We've got the VWAP. We've got a support line right there. If I'm a betting man, and I am, I think that here is going to be my Rev entry. Just to give it a shot here at 860, we're going to go for a 930 PT and then an 8. We'll give it an 840 stop loss. And that's not really safe because I would really like to get it lower, but I can't really justify more than a 20-cent stop. If I can get a better entry, maybe, but I don't think that's going to happen. Hey, way to go. I really wish Lightspeed would be 15 minutes behind. Yeah. Really? Because, like, I go up and actually, that could be really far up at this point. Yeah, I think it's really far up. I'm going to keep going, though. Oh my god, we talk a lot. Where is it? Oh, okay, never mind. I'm in the wrong chat. I was looking for the color of it. It is so fast. Yeah, that's good. All right, so we're back at entry point here on Rev, looking decent there. Triple L looks like it's getting rejected off that resistance line again, so that could be a problem for us. But you know what? We're just holding on to the runner at this point, so we'll see what happens. Box looks like it could be potentially topping out here. Keep in mind we are past that first half hour mark, so things tend to slow down. I think that's probably why we're resorting to Rev at this point. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how this goes. All right, Box is doing okay. We have WKSP kind of moving around. Not really. Not really at all, if I do say so. What's ES doing today? Okay, big dump. Looks like a recovery so far. Hey, Wiz, are your supply and demand zones always put in your channel? Nice. I'm gonna start using those because yesterday was a definitely an uphill battle for me not using supply and demand. It's got its strong points. I'll give you that. Supply and demand can be great. I just don't have the patience to chart it. So if there's places that I can get it, I'll use them. But if I can't get them, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and fight the market. Massive candle there going from 204 all the way up to 211. Hey, there you go. I hate when that happens. I usually jump back in if I start seeing it move more, and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna keep going." I'll usually just jump back in and keep it going and scalp another couple points, and jump out and jump back in, scalp another couple points. Eventually, it bites you in the butt. Rev up at $9, so we're looking really good here. Our entry point was pretty much perfect, I would say. So we're back up at $9 here. We could start to take a little bit of profit. That would be the safe bet. Taking some profit on Rev at 911. So we made a decent amount there. Not bad. We're still holding on to a runner. It could go up pretty high here. But you know what? I waited. I waited and I waited and I waited on Rev because I needed to see that I knew for a fact it was not going to come down. And it paid off. So and it looks like we're going up to 923. Might hit that 930 mark. Triple L 211. We need to break. If we can break this resistance here at VWAP, we could see this thing really soar. We just need to break it. It's taking forever. Reb's like the only thing actually moving here. Boxy's starting to come down, but you know what? I think this might be done. I think it's probably going to come back down to at least the 188 level. You feel like a genie? Wait till you can actually do that with the real market. Yeah, don't get used to it. It's doable by reading price action, but I mean, even then, you're not like, there's never 100% guarantee on anything. Everything can always do something erratic, but I gotta say, it's really weird streaming like multiple things. Like, I look at my chart, and obviously that's real time, and then I look at the Discord stream, which is about 2 seconds behind, which is like weird, but like you can kind of see the lag, and then you look to the other stream, the YouTube stream, which is a good 40 seconds behind, and then like it's just like three screens doing different things, but the same thing. From 175 to 201, nice. Or 210 maybe? Not 210. Oh yeah, it did hit 210. Okay. Cool. Way to go. Yeah, I would say so too. It's pretty much guaranteed wins when you have a 15-minute head start on the market. Unless you're a really, really slow decision maker. Triple L giving up here. We did break it, but we saw massive, massive resistance on that. We are breaking down on MACD. I'm going to see if it holds at this level. If it kind of holds, we might be able to just jump back in on this and ride it back up. You know what? I think I'm tired of sitting on my hands, so I'm going to just try it anyway. Don't feel pressured to follow me on this, though. So 195 is probably going to be a stop out. Yeah, you know what? We're going to leave it. Catching myself here. I know I'm just taking this because I'm bored, so I'm just not going to do it. We're up at almost at $10 on Rev.
Order filled.
I'm going to take out some more profit, leave a little bit left. Taking out some more profit on Rev and leaving a small runner. So we hit a high there of what, 890 or 980? I mean, yeah, just about 980. That's pretty good.
Order partially filled. Order partially filled.
PEVA. I closed that out because I wasn't doing anything. I'm going to close down this one now.
Order partially filled.
Yeah, god damn it. Look at that. Went from nothing to great.
Order partially filled.
Usually it depends on the stock, but I usually go 70% out on the first exit, and then I usually take out another 20%, and I take out the last 10% the third time.
Order partially filled.
See you, man.
Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order
yeah, I feel that. That's the hard part about streaming day trades. Is like there's at some point during the day you get to the point where you're like, okay, I should definitely not be taking any more trades because everything's just a little bit too risky. But then you're stuck here, right? You can't just walk away. So you're kind of put in this position where you don't have to trade, but you do have to stay here.
Order partially filled.
Yes, I do. Usually 3%.
Order partially filled.
No kidding. Don't even calculate what the profits would have looked like. You're probably just going to cry.
Order partially filled.
I did that with GME.
Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order partially filled.
If I had cut GME at its high instead of riding it back down, I would have made just over $700,000 on the trade.
Order partially filled.
PEV, big knife.
Order
yeah, looks like it. Yeah, this is about the time of day where things start to do that. They start to knife on you and start to head down, and things start to slow down. Yeah, no kidding.
Partially filled. Order partially filled.
Box looks like it's going for it again.
Partially filled.
Bottom band coming up. A little bit of a consolidation here.
Order partially filled. 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 Order
My
partially
suggestion
filled.
would be to wait until it comes back down to that 193 level and then have a
Order
tight
partially
stop.
filled.
If you want to
Order
jump back in
partially
on
filled.
box D, I mean, right now
Order
it's just sitting
partially
up too
filled.
high. We have that band closing in up top
Order
and the
partially
bottom
filled.
band closing in as well. So I feel like it's probably
Order
going to
partially
consolidate and
filled.
move lower a little bit before it starts to do anything.
Order partially
I wouldn't
filled.
risk jumping in near the top here.
Order partially filled.
WKSP not doing much. PEV looks like
Order
it's making its
partially
way back
filled.
up. It did have a dip down to that 420 level,
Order
back up to
partially filled.
440. You know what? This has got
Order
a good range
partially
to it.
filled.
So I mean, maybe if that MACD holds, we could potentially take a play.
Order partially filled.
It's going to be risky, but I kind of want to try it.
Order partially filled. Order partially filled.
So we're going to
Order
go
filled.
PEV. I guess about 430 for an entry. If you could get lower, obviously that's going to be better. We're going to go for 470. And then just a 415 stop out, I think. What's the bottom here? The bottom is 413. So let's give it a 410 stop. Each 20-cent stop out. We'll probably end up cutting before that. I can't, I don't think I could stomach that big of a stop out. Like 5%.
Order
You know, I say
partially
that,
filled.
but every time I feel like every time I
Order
take a bigger
partially
stop,
filled.
I never really need it.
Order
And it
partially
ends
filled.
up paying off. So
Order filled.
it's not the end of the world. You think that PEV is a sympathy play of Rev because they have a similar ticker? I think that could definitely be the case. It happens. I don't know if you were trading at the time, but I think it was about a year ago. EARS ran like crazy. EARS ran up like 300, 400%. And because EARS ran, eyes ran. And it was just like the dumbest thing ever. Just because it's a body part and the other thing is a body part, they just both ran. I don't know if there's an arms ticker. There's probably an arms ticker. There isn't an arms ticker. There's no legs ticker either. Yeah, head and shoulders. There's got to be some of these. We've got to try head. That's another 4-letter one. Okay, there's a head. Is there a nose? There's a nose. Okay, I'm having too much fun with this. Yeah, PEV is slow. Everything's going to be slow. Even Rev is slow now. It's the last 10 minutes. It's usually the most painful. Knee. Could try knee. That's a ticker. Nope, no ticker there. It'd be weird for people to not be
partially
listening to the
filled.
stream, but be watching me type in all these body
Order
parts
filled.
as tickers. What do I use to trade? I am on IBKR. I used to use Questrade. I use NinjaTrader for futures, and I'm opening up a Trade Zero account because they are alive in Canada again and give you the best opportunity for shorts and free limit orders. So I'm willing to give them a shot. Because I'm in Canada, we don't have access. Yeah, I'm Canadian. Yeah, we don't have access to Lightspeed, or I would be choosing Lightspeed over IBKR. Yeah, we're lucky. We're lucky and we're not. If you're new to day trading, you're not lucky in the sense that you're probably using Questrade or something similar to Trade, which is just really expensive. And if you're not using Questrade, you probably found your way to one of the bank brokerages, which charge you even more. But if you're experienced in trading, you're probably on IBKR, maybe Trade Zero. They just released their Canadian brokerage again not long ago because they're expanding, and they're Questrade too expensive. It depends on your. I can't say that. That's not fair. It depends on your bankroll. If you have under, I would say under $10,000, or like less than $5,000 going into each trade, you're probably not. It's not worth it trading on them because the $5 fee each way just eats up your profit pretty quick. If you're over 10K and you're doing like 10 20K per trade, then it's okay. But yeah, it really depends on how much you're playing with. But yeah, I would Quest Rate's okay. I'll give it that. It's okay. If you're under that 10K mark or around that 10K mark, you're probably better off in IBKR or Trade Zero. Trade Zero is fairly cheap. I mean, they max out at 749 per trade, but I mean, if you play the stocks right and you know what the fees are and how to get around them, you could probably get away with no fees or very little fees. No, PEV is not doing anything nice. I have to agree. We're back down to about entry here. BACD just broke down just a little bit there. Ninja Trader's good. I like Ninja Trader, but that's for futures. We actually went over that last meeting with Shay or with Shade and Jackal. And they're about even with IBKR. I think they're a little bit higher than IBKR at the end of the day. Do I use leverage for futures? Technically, I leverage a firm's account. I don't use my own money, so that's kind of leverage. Futures. Oh man, that's like one question I loathe answering because I actually don't really know how to answer that. It's like the way I think about it is like betting on the future of the stock market because you can play futures for anything. You can play for like gold or wheat or cows or like we play ES, which is the stock market. But yeah, I don't know. Does someone have a better answer for this? Yeah, I think PEV is not looking great. I'm going to see if it breaks down from that 200 or from the VWAP there before I cut it though. Um, yeah, so like basically it's the same. You're buying and selling it like it's stocks, but it's actually contracts as far as I know. And basically when it moves, you get points instead of dollars, but the points are dollars. How do I explain this? Somebody's got to have a better answer than me. I can't believe I make like $500 a day on this, and I can't even explain what it is. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Wiz and Rhino, they've got a course on it, so they know what they're talking about when that with futures. The difference is I've just been trading for a long time, so I can pick something up and not even know what I'm doing and make money. Do you still own the physical product though, like gold? So do you have to go somewhere and buy the gold? Or I guess technically you already bought it, so pick up the gold? Because that's what's really confusing to me. Like you actually own the commodity, but can you just, get rid of it? Like, do you have to pick it up? Like, do you have to go somewhere and they're like, yeah, come pick up your gold? Like you have to go to the brokerage and they just have a pile of gold there and like, yeah, all right, here, give me the contract. Pick up the cows, yeah. Here's your bundle of wheat. Box D hitting a new high a day. It is too, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so you know what? It was right. I was right. It did come back down to that 194 level and then it shot up. Oh, really? No, you're kidding. You must be screwing with me. They don't actually still do that because I know it was for farmers way back in the day, and that's what futures are for, is so that they could, secure pricing on their crops and stuff and their, other stuff. But I didn't think that they still did that. Where like I thought it was just the same thing as like contracts, except you don't actually get the shares. You just buy and sell based on the value of the commodity. So is that why Apex Trader wants you to always close by the end of the day so they end up with a couple bundles of wheat? Rev looks like it's coming down. We saw a
Order
little bit of
partially
profit there on
filled.
PEV, nothing major though.
Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order partially
So with
filled.
Lightspeed, you can probably link
filled.
your real account to your paper account, and it should give you live data. True, yeah. There's no risk in holding past closing. Okay, there's like a little risk. It's pretty minimal though, to be honest. I mean, like this seems way more risky than this. Yeah, should have cut Pev. Yeah, if you're still holding on to it, I would definitely be considering cutting it, I guess. It's kind of all over the place. But that's going to be the last trade of the day. So I would like to go over the thing with you, the this trade summary work, but I really royally messed up the thing. So KSauce is going to have to fix it. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of NAs I got to figure out now because let's see here. Yeah, just a lot of refs. So gonna have to figure that out, and I'll post a summary later. They let you swing into the next day, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's so last month I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it got deleted or moved somewhere or see the problem was that KSauce made it basically super easy for me to manage myself. But the worst idea is letting me manage something like this myself. Hey, good job, man. If you're walking away with more than $40, you're doing good because that pays for your membership. Yeah, IBKR is pretty good. Trade Zero's not bad so far from what I've seen. But yeah, Quest Trade's probably the most expensive one, depending on your account size, of course. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the trade tracker. It's kind of all messed up right now, and the last month is missing completely, and people are really upset about it because that was like the biggest month made, like turned like $500 into 3 million or something. But yeah, I don't know what happened to it. Hey, there you go. IBKR definitely takes time to learn it. Yeah, don't. It's not for the faint of heart. It's gonna destroy your soul immensely before you figure it out. There's got to be a trailing stop loss on Lightspeed. It's a professional day trading brokerage, so I'm sure there is somewhere. It's got to be there. Might not be like abundantly obvious where it's there. Yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely worth the experience. And if you can set up an IBKR hotkey and their layout, how you like it and stuff, you can do that successfully on your own. You're gonna go places in life. Let me tell you, you could be a doctor if you wanted to. You could be a neurosurgeon because that stuff is insanely complicated to set up. Oh, really? Weird. Huh. Anyways, guys, I think we're gonna close it down for the day. It's we're a little bit past the hour. There's really nothing moving anymore. I'm not even sure what to tell you guys what to play. I mean, Box D might have some moves. Rev looks like it's probably gonna go for another tear here. So that's an option. WKSP looks like it. You know what? It's got money in it. There's stuff you can play on this WKSP. You just got to buy it at the right time. It looks like it kind of gapped up here. So I wouldn't buy right this second, but there's definitely opportunities there. Other than that, have a good day, guys, and I will see you again tomorrow.